Hey Tyler, thanks for joining us today. To kick it off, do you mind just giving a brief intro of who you are and how you use interactive demos at Jumpcloud?
Yeah, my name is Tyler Worley. I'm an instructional designer at Jumpcloud, and we are using them on our educational team to create a bunch of product demos and walkthroughs and guided simulations for our customers to use.
Nice. Yeah, I got to talk with another member of your team, and I just really loved how you incorporate the interactive demos throughout different catalogs, as you mentioned, to educate customers. Do you mind talking through the process of actually building out those demos and how you decide, what course get what's demo or what you show?
Yeah, so a lot of it is there's a lot of kind of in product features that are different categories that we have as far as things that our customers can use. So it's about kind of showcasing all the different things they can do, because it can be overwhelming for new customers to see all the options that are there. And this then when we build out these product simulations, we just show how to do these one steps at a time. So that helps them walk through it, see the process, and then they can jump in and do it on their own.
Nice. I love that you mentioning kind of like one step at a time. I think the short value driven demos are really important. Do you, to make sure it's not like overwhelming to the user, do you plan it out at all? Maybe write an outline, or do you more just jump in, build, and then cut back from there?
Yeah, it's usually just walk through the steps. I mean, yeah, I do have to kind of plan through, so I know exactly what I'm gonna do before I do it. But then when I just go in, it's go through the whole process, and then see if I need to cut back or see if I need to expand on something. Maybe stay on a page, for a couple of things and explain things. It all just depends, what the topic is.
Gotcha. And is there any sort of like internal review with other team members that helps say, okay, expand out here, or maybe asking the product team, or is it more just on a case by case basis?
Usually it's on a case by case basis. Yeah, for a lot of, like, if it's for newer features that are coming out, because I work with those a lot, usually I'll run those by some, product managers or subject matter experts on it and see, if that's the way, they think we should be presenting it, just to kind of get that internal alignment.
Awesome. Yeah, I think a common theme I've heard is just like asking whether it's product managers, subject matter experts, kind of get that first view to make sure all the demos completely, or I guess the product's completely represented. And I think that's a great tip before setting it live. It's like just get that internal pair of eyes on it. It sounds like you're building out a lot of demos for a lot of new features. Any specific Navattic features or process that you use to help build these out a little faster?
So just in general, just with Navattic, the way it works for in our apps, since it's, a web hosted app, it's just super simple. Just to grab the for that certain slide, just hit that button and then it's done. So it's super easy. And then the new workflow that they created for creating for the product demos, that's a lot better to keep things organized too. So that's definitely a great added feature.
Love to hear that. Yeah, thanks for giving it a call out, shout out to our product team there, especially as you guys are building out. I think seemed like heard like 30 plus demos on your courses. I'm sure it helps to keep everything organized and make sure what you're working on doesn't get touched by anyone else.
Yeah, it definitely helps for sure. Because yeah, before it was hard to sometimes people might have used the captures in multiple projects, and so if someone edited it there, it'd get edited somewhere else too. So now it's nice and easy to keep it all separate.
Awesome. And so let's say someone's new to Navattic, maybe a new member of your team's going to build out demos. Do you have any tips that you give them for any basically like Navattic newbies?
I would say yeah, just find something that's simple and short that you can do first. Walk through it, take your captures, and then really kind of go through all of the options that are in there when you're building your flow. Because there's especially a whole lot of new features too that are available that, because I haven't really made, because when I mostly had made some, OR guided sims before that update happened, and then now I'm getting back to making some more, and so I'm finding new things all the time. So take that time to find all those features so you can, place all the modals or your tooltips exactly where you want them, whatever you want to call out.
I love that tip. Yeah, I think I've heard that a lot of like just go play, build something, even if it doesn't look good the first time. Just go and discover what you can do before jumping into like a real project, or not a real project, but a final project.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, last question for me today. If you have, just curious if you have any maybe internal feedback from the team or results that you can share about how the interactive demos, especially in those course catalogs, have been going.
Yeah, so internally, then there's been lots of great feedback. Everyone really loves them a lot more because before we were using, our company was using Adobe XD for simulation, so that's just basically screenshot based. And then when someone, would leave the company and they owned that, there was no accessing it again. So it wasn't shared. So there were a bunch of things that we had out there that just said, oh, you need to enter a password for, and there was no way to fix that without redoing everything. So we've had lots of great feedback with them, just the way that it shows in our product, a way that, someone, but they don't necessarily have to, sign up. They can experience some things before they dig in themselves. So that's been a big hit within the internal teams.
Yeah, I could imagine that was a big frustration when someone leaves and takes all the screenshots with them, and you're like, what do we do now?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Well, this was super helpful, Tyler. Thank you so much for joining us. Cool to hear how you guys transitioned to something just individual screenshots, now much more shareable in a controlled workspace.
Yeah, it's been great.